Hi there, that's right, great and glorious, soon to be famous one day, Nick Dutch, back on the camera again for another delightful tarot reading. And today we've got a repeat inquirer who is Kukimukus, who's inquiring about her friend. Now, this is a rather interesting inquiry, and it is the kind of question that I do tend to get rather a lot when I'm working professionally over the internet and over the telephone and for some of the respectable psychic clients out there here in the UK. The inquiry is, why hasn't a particular individual been in touch? Now, under most circumstances, I mean, okay, yes, I'm going to do a reading anyway, and I'll tell you what the reading says. But when it's a situation like this, sometimes it's actually worthwhile getting in touch with that individual, because it is important that you actually get some kind of closure yourself, some kind of very real closure. I can only provide you with the partial or third party or third hand or possibly even fourth hand closure to a certain degree. So no matter what, your reader is not necessarily going to be able to fully and completely answer the question for you either way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this as if it was a typical relationship reading, and we'll just see what kind of thoughts, feelings, moods and energies and all the rest of that appear within this particular setting. But I still do urge you to get on the phone with this person, talk to them, text them, just try and get some closure. Be friendly and be open, gentle, normal and natural. That's probably the best way. People like me, we can only help in a certain way, and no, we do not have the complete and utter access to the total knowledge of the universe. We simply do not. So as far as the answers that we give are concerned, see them as an allegorical, possibly energy interpretation of what's happening, and not a hard and fast, solid, concrete, reliable 110% answer. Just please make sure you get that in perspective. But yes, I'm going to do the reading for you anyway. Let's just have a quick look and see what's coming through. Now, with a lot of readers out there, they would not normally tell you what I've just told you. They would not normally explain the service the way that I just had. Now, that's for many different reasons. And one of them is because they want to maintain an aura of mystery, so to speak. It's a theatrical thing, because this is a theatrical service. It's a performance art service more than anything else. Yes, people get therapeutic benefit from it, but it is primarily entertainment. But there's other stuff thrown in too. I mean, yes, I do believe, so to speak, in the psychic reality, but I still have to be rational with what I experience and what I understand and the way I understand it. Okay, but on with the reading. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to treat this basically the way it's been asked, as in, why hasn't he been in touch? Okay, why hasn't this friend actually done their obligation to yourself? Well, the forces here are rather peculiar. On his side of things, a sense of stability, or perceived stability, I feel, with a sense of desiring freedom. The Hangman can speak of treachery, and although I don't feel there has been any treachery there, this is about perceptions, and most readings are in fact more about perceptions than they are necessarily to do with the hard and fast concrete happenings in the outside world. Therefore it deals with energy, it deals with emotions, rather than dealing with some of the precise, meticulous, millimetre by millimetre accuracy situations. So on your friend's side of things, there are some signs relating to, I suppose, fear, and trying to make sure this individual keeps their freedom. Is it fear of commitment? Is it fear of being in a relationship? Is it fear of other aspects of their own personality and how that actually interacts with the real relationship in the bigger picture, so to speak? These are things we've got to bear in mind, okay? But there is a sense of anxiety there, anxiety of perception. There's no signs there relating to being involved with somebody else. So essentially, as far as that's concerned, for the moment, we can just throw this out the window. I don't really feel that that's of great importance. Energies and the forces between you, it's not cup signs, it's not loving signs, it's more a question of information, of wisdom of sorts, going both ways. So there are some kind of issues with the way that the relationship connection is going and has been going, and some repair work is being needed. There's a possibility of a feeling of a bit of like one-sided communication. He has to relax, he's got to stop being afraid. You've got to accept the fact that he himself has got difficulties, and that, you know, he's not a perfect individual. There will be things which will happen which will seem hurtful, basically. But I don't feel his intention is to hurt anybody, because his energy is quite placid, despite the fact he's quite fearful. Now, on your side of things, signs of sadness, but also signs of a desire for pleasure and progress. which is basically quite understandable taking into account your situation. You want to know why he hasn't, called, got in touch, why you haven't gone out. So yes, there is going to be a sense of lack of knowledge there. There's a feeling in the reading that maybe you're blaming yourself. There's a feeling in the reading that maybe there is a sense of misunderstanding, and you would like to try and do whatever you can to try and rectify that situation so that you can bring things closer into alignment with each other. So that just shows what you're going through, I feel. Okay, now let's just very quickly expand to reading short term, mid term and long term, taking fresh cards from the deck. It has been shuffled. Okay, well, the future energy, as you can see there, is very different to these signs of stability and paranoia, and these signs of emotional negativity and just the craving for fun rather than necessarily having fun, okay? We also don't have the authoritarian signs in the forces between you either coming out in the future part of the reading. We just don't have that kind of feeling. There is still love there. Are there signs of action? Not too sure. But the emotional aspect is there. So during this short-term time of separation, this individual will be growing in understanding that there was a connection there, that there was love there, and that there could possibly be other things in the future. But as I say, this is mainly working on the emotional level. So essentially, is there going to be action in the future? Very difficult to say. Alright, my recommendation remains constant. Try and get in touch with him. You need the wisdom straight from the horse's mouth. Okay, so what I've done there is I've, fulfilled my obligation as a tarot reader. I have done the reading for you, so you get a feeling for what is or potentially could be out there, alright? But this is a serious situation because it's affecting you seriously. And as a result of that, some serious forms of action have to be taken to make sure that you yourself feel happy about the whole situation of your life associated with this individual. I don't feel comfortable enough to be able to turn around to you and say everything is going to be perfect. That just doesn't make any sense to me. There is some problems here, and that's proven by the fact he hasn't been in touch properly over 2 months. Or more by now. So, do the best you can. Okay? Bid you good fortune, God and or Goddess, and on none of the above bless. Or request by private message, not in the comment section. This has been Nick Dutch signing out for now.